Okay, can you introduce yourself? What's your name, age, and where you work?
My name is John Simpliciano. I'm age 41. I'm a local representative for ILW Local 142.
And where were you born?
I was born here in Maui, Hawaii.
What was your first job?
My first job was working at Kaanapali Beach Hotel. I started in Kaanapali Beach Hotel in 2003 up until the closure or the sale of the property in 2023.
And how long have you been a part of ILWU?
I've been part of the ILW for, since I became a member in 2003. From there, basically I worked as a server for Kaanapali Beach Hotel in the food and beverage industry. I became involved with the union in 2015 as a unit officer within the unit itself. I was the first vice chair, represented a lot of our coworkers then basically to strive for a better working condition.
How did you get involved into the ILWU?
I became involved in the ILWU because there was a lot of issues, especially in our department in the food and beverage. A lot of my peers and a lot of my coworkers relied on me basically to provide or to interpret the contract and to basically assist with what's our rights as far as the workers in Kaanapali Beach Hotel and as members of the ILWU.
How did you get involved in the union?
I got involved in the union. Basically, I was brought in by Jerry Beth DeMello, who at that time was my current business agent. Brought me in as a temporary business agent beginning 2016. In 2019, I was called by the current division director at that time, which was Roberto Andrion, to assist with the division work. Then I became an appointed business agent from there. And in 2019, at the peak of COVID, we transitioned our work. From servicing union into basically assisting our members with unemployment. At that time, I led the Maui division unemployment, which at the height of COVID, we were assisting a lot of our members because they weren't computer savvy. They didn't know how to maneuver the unemployment system, so there was a lot of help needed in terms of the unemployment. From there, the leadership at that time, basically we transitioned our work as business agent into basically going into the different, just like Lanai, they've also activated the island of Honolulu, the Big Island, basically to assist with unemployment at that time. So, we basically were sent also. We collaborated with the Department of Labor, the DLIR, in terms of providing those assistance to a lot of our membership. We went into Lanai to basically assist with that unemployment as well. In 2021, I decided to run for an election as a business agent, which I was elected. So I was a business agent from 2021 to 2024, at the end of 2024. And at the beginning of this year, 2025, I was basically called by the president of ILW Local 142 basically to assist to transition into a local rep and basically assist with the Maui division in terms of the transition from the previous division director and to the current division director to assist Maui division and to handle basically the negotiations in Maui divisions.
And how has ILWU impacted you?
It impacted me in many different ways. As you know, the ILWU represents about 16 members statewide. You know, we strive to basically provide better working conditions, better pay, because as you know, Hawaii has the highest cost of living, and we try to, you know, bring that parity to our members to have a sense of livable wage. So we definitely, and you know, as a third generation person who was involved heavily with ILW, my grandfather actually came here from the Philippines as you know, as a sugarcane worker. He was representing my family, my grandmother, my mother. Basically used to live at the Owalo camp for the HCNS, and basically from there, you know, it started to, you know, as my family, my parents, my grandmother, my grandfather used to live in Owalo camp. I saw that with the help of the ILW. My mom and my dad were actually also members of ILW, working in the hospitality industry. My mother used to work for, I believe, Whalers Village or Whalers Hotel, I should say. My dad used to work with Westin Kalapali. They're now a retiree from the ILWU, and seeing all the benefits that they've had, like with my mom and dad, which now receives benefit from the ILWU, I saw, you know, that as basically, you know, the ILW has made significant impacts in a lot of people's lives, and especially ours today.
And the last question is, what good has the ILWU done for their members?
I mean, the ILW has been fighting for members' rights, better working conditions, better wages for decades and decades. Longshoremen started this whole fight with the ILA. Then, you know, in terms of the HCNS, the sugar strike, ILW has been the forefront of these actions to make better working conditions, to make better lives for a lot of the community. I mean, this island alone has basically, you know, ILW written all over it. Lanai, for once, I mean, pineapple. You know, Lanai was solely dependent on the unionism, basically in terms of the strike. Without the ILW, without the help of ILW, Lanai wouldn't be Lanai today. ILW has strived in a lot of different ways, not just in terms of the better working conditions and better wages, but in terms of housing. We were able to negotiate in the 70s, 80s in terms of trying to provide affordable housing for our members. We did that. And now in this generations, we're trying to basically, we're fighting. We're not trying, but we're fighting this big billion-dollar companies basically to provide livable wages for our members. Like I previously said, you know, Hawaii has the highest cost of living, and we're trying to basically allow our members to have a fighting chance to live here, to stay here, and to be able to afford living here. So therefore, you know, we've continued the fight with our titled officers, who's basically standing in front of these fights, basically guiding us as the business agents, as local reps into these fights, so we can be able to provide our membership these benefits that they deserve, because as these companies make billions and billions of dollars by the services that our members provide, we want to also have allowed the companies to give their share to the members, so at least, you know, they would be able to live here and continue to live here for generations to come.